Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2005 Lexus LS430 Ultra Luxury. Up front is a 4.3 liter V8, and down below is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this LS430 Ultra Luxury for two reasons. First of all, that Ultra Luxury package. This was the top of the top of the top of the top back in 2005, and it got all the bells and whistles. But the second reason is that these vehicles are so well built, so over-engineered, and such a great vehicle to purchase used, even if it's like this one that has 309,000 miles on it. So we're going to be taking a look at that here today. But if you would like to share your vehicle with me and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form, takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you and you would get a video of your personal vehicle, just like the one you're watching now of this LS430 Ultra Luxury. But let's get back to that 4.3 liter 3UZ FE engine. Well, that is the bread and butter and the only engine offered here in the LS430. That is where it got its name after all. It's fantastic. It makes about 290 horsepower. It's buttery smooth and pretty gosh darn reliable. In its 309,000 mile life, all it's really needed was a water pump and timing belt. However, the timing belt was done prematurely. It was cracking a little bit, but probably would have lasted a little bit longer. The owner just felt like it was time to probably do it. The water pump was also just looking crusty, but still functioning. So the thing I love most about Lexus and Toyota products is that, yes, they still will have issues down the road. Every single automobile will. But when it comes to Lexus and Toyota, the issues will never leave you stranded. There'll be things that you could fix later down the road. And nothing is ever too dire, which I always like. Like I said, paired to it is that automatic. It's fine. It's doing the job. It's a little lazy here and there, but I can't really fault it too hard. That was kind of the way of the era back in 05. Last but not least, the LS430 is, of course, rear-wheel drive. So how does it feel to pilot the LS430 down the road? It's comfortable, smooth, collected, and rather happy at what it's doing. It brings a very European luxury feel to a vehicle that has renowned Japanese reliability. It's really the best of both worlds. Visibility out the front is great. The steering is a little heavy, but I've come to notice this from Lexus products. They do have slightly heavier steering than their competitors, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Throttle is decently responsive. Overall, it's a very nice driving experience. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 gauges. Off to the left, I have my coolant temperature and tachometer, and off to the right, I have my speedometer and fuel. I do get some digital readouts down below, one of which, of course, is that odometer telling me 309,000 miles. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my mode and volume buttons, and off to the right, I have my display settings as well as my cruise control, which this does have radar adaptive cruise control back in 2005, one of the first vehicles to do it, and the Ultra Luxury was actually the first Lexus to get radar cruise control, which is really, really cool to see. Off to the left, I do have a climate control vent, power mirrors, power folding mirrors, parking sensors on and off, a little cubby that pops out, very cool, for like a parking pass or something, parking brake release, gas cap release, and trunk release. Moving out of the door, I have 3 different memory seat options along with the set button, my power seatbelt adjuster, so as you can see over my shoulder, I can raise and lower the seatbelt so it's either strangling me or not strangling me. I usually prefer not strangling me, but that's just me. Then I have my lock and unlock, child locks, and power windows, of which are all auto. Moving into the center, I have a little readout for the outside temperature along with the climate temperature, of which is dual zone. And I do have my navigation infotainment screen surrounded by my climate controls. Like I said, I get dual zone climate, auto, where to send it, things like that. Then I do have 2 fans in the center that do in fact oscillate, something that is missing from modern cars. Something we don't really see much of anymore is the oscillating fans. Love that little touch. And then we have our radio options. So we do have a cassette player along with volume and tune, and in this openable cubby we have a 6-disc CD changer. This also comes with a Mark Levinson sound system. I'm pronouncing that because I reviewed a 2001 Ultra Luxury, and at a quick glance I called it Mark Evanson, and I got crucified in the comments. So it is Mark Levinson. Mark Levinson. Hi, Mark. Then we do have our suspension settings for sport and normal, our ride height settings for normal and high, then our transmission settings for power and snow. We also do have a little pop-out cubby, our rear sunshade, traction control off, rear headrests, headlight washers, and our seat options for heated or ventilated seats. Something interesting about the ventilated seats is that there's actually an air filter in each seat for the ventilated seats. Don't know really why that's super necessary, but Lexus included it, and I guess I'm glad that they did. Then we move into the center console. We have the shifter off to the left. This is the standard jigsaw shifter that's found in not only Lexus products from this era, but still to this day. Some Toyota and Lexus products use this shifter. And off to the right, I do have a little ashtray and cigarette lighter. Then we do have some pop-out cup holders in the center console, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test, and I am pleasantly surprised that it actually does fit. So there are these little arms next to it that extend out, and that makes it accessible to the big friggin' bottle. So the ultra luxury LS430 gets a big flying pass. Then we do have a center console, and the seats are very luxurious, very comfortable, heated, ventilated, power and memory, pretty much anything I would want from a modern luxury seat. And this was back in 05, don't you forget. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review of the LS430 Ultra Luxury. All right, so we're in the back of the 2005 Lexus LS430 Ultra Luxury, and a couple of things to note. First of all, I do have seat massagers. They just kind of vibrate your lower back, which is interesting feeling. I guess it just kind of gets you going. It just feels like you had a Monster Energy at 5 in the morning. I do have audio control back here. I can also recline my seat. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That is the stuff. The other side gets a reclining seat as well. And I don't know if you can see that on camera. You can raise and lower the headrests from right here. I can do it on my side as well. It's a little slow. It's okay. It's not a spring chicken anymore. I can, oh, apparently I can only either do headrest or seat move back one at a time. I also do have AC controls back here, 2 cup holders. Let's get the big friggin' bottle in here. Nah, it doesn't pass. That's okay, we don't test the back seats. Heated and ventilated seats back here, and a little privacy cover. This behind me is also a little cooler. Cooler box, caution, petit frigo. Used for holding canned drinks. Avoid placing any food that might go bad. Open the cool air intake lid when using. Very, very cool stuff here. We also have memory seats over here, shades, ashtrays in the door, the whole 9. In the ultra luxury trim level, this is where you want to be. Let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, around the back of the LS430 Ultra Luxury, trunk button right here. And I could hear it, but it did not do anything else. Pull it up like that, and you get tons of space in the back of the LS430. Truly love it. Over here, we also do get this little kit. Oh, little toolkit. Look, still in the packaging. Look at that. So cool. Little batteries. They also put this foam in here so you don't hear it rattling around. Very good forethought from Lexus, but also just slide it right back into its home. That is lovely and fascinating attention to detail. Overall, nothing too crazy back here besides that. Very, very cool. Pull here. There we go. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and this is the facelifted LS430. I drove the unfacelifted, so here's the unfacelifted, facelifted, unfacelifted, facelifted. You can do the math there, I guess. I like the look of it. I think it's subtle. I think it's understated. It doesn't draw a crowd when you pull up in one, and yet it is a crowd-worthy car, especially here in the ultra luxury trim level. However, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving yet another ultra luxury LS430? Well, I don't want to sound like a broken record. Sometimes when I do these videos, I feel like I'm just repeating myself, and I am, but I am for good reason. These cars are incredible value. The owner picked up this car not too long ago for $10,000. And then the seller gave him $7,800 back. He bought this. In all reality, he actually bought this car for $2,200. And the owner, Jacob, has his own YouTube channel where he has done videos about this car. If you do want more information about this specific vehicle, please go check out his channel. But he bought it for $2,200. $2,200, and yes, it has over 300,000 miles on it, but if my good friend, the car care nut, can tell you anything, it's that these can go much longer. He has one that is currently over 600,000 miles. This car isn't even at half distance of that car. And so if the LS430 were to somehow magically come to life and you were able to have a conversation with it, and you said, hey, LS430, are you reliable? The LS430 would go, Yeah, I'm reliable. It's like when you ask a rich person if they can cover dinner. The answer's yes, and it's always going to be yes, and it has always been yes, since the dawn of time and man. But not only do you get great reliability, no, you can find that in a 1997 ES330, like the one that I recently drove. That car was perfectly reliable in the same vein. You're good to go with that. But what makes the ultra luxury stand out is the features. The radar cruise control 18 years ago. The heated and ventilated front seats. The massaging rear seats. Although as gimmicky and odd they might be, it had them. The adjustable suspension, power adjusting seatbelt, memory seats, a comfortable ride, a luxurious engine. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And to fathom buying one of these for so inexpensive, you would be dumb, stupid, and raunchy not to. Maybe not raunchy, but you would be dumb and stupid not to buy one. And these cars are built so solid. Again, to quote my friend from the Car Care Nut, please go check out his videos. He did a whole deep dive on the interior of one of these cars. This car was so solidly built. Every bracket and fastener has 2 screws in it. Every single clip is bolted down like it's about to go to war. And this was the last generation where Lexus really did that. This is the last full generation of LS that existed before the financial crisis. This is before they went to plastic clips and bops everywhere. It's built like a tank, but it drives like a cloud. And I can't really fathom much more that you would want out of an automobile than those few things. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Jacob for letting me take this vehicle out. As I said before, he has his own YouTube channel. Please go check out his videos if you want more info on this LS430, as well as he's going to do some other fun stuff as well, so please go check him out. I filmed 4 of his vehicles here today that you've already seen out on the channel. He's been a huge asset to the channel, and I appreciate him very, very much. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.